Good morning, friends, and welcome to another episode of Travel Without a Cause. Today we're at the Longfellow-Evangeline historic site here in St. Martinville, Louisiana. Now, little disclaimer, I'm making this intro after I already toured the grounds because I wanted to make a clarification because I call it the Longfellow Plantation numerous times. And instead of going back and re-filming the whole vlog, I figured I'd just make the correction now. It's actually called the Olivier Plantation. The house itself is called the Olivier Plantation. And the intro video you'll see right after this, the little 10-12 minute presentation of the history of the place I'm going to open the video up with. You'll see the explanation of all that in the video itself. But I just want to clarify that I was calling it the wrong thing, and you'll see that. But really, what I'm calling it is, I'm calling it the Longfellow Plantation, but it's actually Olivier Plantation at the Longfellow-Evangeline historic site. So here we go, guys. Stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy. Let's go.
Began imposing their rivalries on the landscape of the New World. By 1700, Louisiana was a royal French colony. In 1714, a fort was built at Natchitoches, which would become the first permanent European settlement in the Louisiana Territory west of the Mississippi. In 1718, New Orleans. And in 1756, the Poste des Attaques-Pas, a French trading post, is established on the banks of the Teche. In 1762, the world was changing. The Louisiana Territory west of the Mississippi was turned over to Spain. British colonists would soon begin their push for independence, and the Acadians of Nova Scotia, after years of exile, would find their way to Louisiana during a time of great transition. The Acadians were originally French colonists who had lived in eastern Canada, or l'Acadie, for more than 100 years. Their inventive methods of agriculture had transformed marshland into farmland, a region Great Britain wanted more and more control over. In 1755, British soldiers drove them from their homes, forced them into ships, and sent them out to sea. Some were dispersed along the Atlantic seaboard, some were returned to France, others made their way to the Caribbean. 10 years later, a group of Acadian families, led by Joseph Beausoleil-Broussard, joined together, along with other groups such as Canary Islanders. They were welcomed into Louisiana by a Spanish government eager to increase the number of Roman Catholic colonists. But where would the Acadians go? How could they begin a new life? Along the Teche, the Acadians found refuge. These fertile lands were the ideal place for these hard-working people to make a new beginning. Louisiana's climate and vegetation had little in common with the lands of the north, but there was one aspect of farm life the Acadians were well versed in: raising cattle. By the mid-1700s, the cattle industry was thriving in Louisiana, where Spanish herds grazed on open lands. Jean-Antoine Bernard Dautry owned a large vacherie or cattle ranch that encompassed the land where Longfellow-Evangeline State Historic Site is today. Dautry came to the Acadians' aid, giving them some of his valuable livestock. 8 Acadian leaders signed the Dautry Compact. After 6 years, Dautry would increase his own herd, and the Acadians would be ranchers and landowners. The arrival of almost 200 new settlers in 1765 presented a challenge to Governor Antonio de Ulloa. And although Louisiana was now a province of Spain, in many places where Spanish officers had not yet arrived, French leaders remained at their posts. Interim Governor Charles-Philippe Aubry assigned an energetic young surveyor, Hugues Charles-Honoré Olivier, to assist the Acadians.
Bonjour à tous, je me présente, je suis Hugues Charles-Olivier. Je sais que vous êtes extrêmement fatigués. Tout ça pour...
The newcomers were given supplies of flour, hardtack, rice, salt pork, and beef. They were given seed rice and corn, and tools to clear the land. Olivier were determined to succeed in a land that held much promise. Originally from France, the Oliviers made their home in Louisiana. Descendants of Europeans born in the New World, they called themselves Creoles, as a way to distinguish themselves from newly arrived Europeans. As Creoles, they claimed a unique identity, but together with their slaves and Acadian neighbors, would become like fibers, woven together into the fabric of Southwest Louisiana. Like many others, the Oliviers thought the indigo trade would create wealth and security, but year after year the crop failed. Yet the Oliviers remained in Louisiana, turning to cotton as a cash crop, building a stately home along the bayou, with cypress harvested from the land and bricks fashioned by slaves from the clay bottom of the Bayou Teche. In 1836, Charles Olivier du Clossel moved into the raised Creole cottage, along with his wife Marie Emerent. Sadly, only 3 of the couple's 7 children would live into adulthood. Despite the hardships of a frontier life, the Oliviers and their Acadian neighbors persevered. In the mid-1800s, the Oliviers became sugar planters. All the seasons of the year, their slaves were occupied with planting, nurturing, and harvest. The rich lands along the Teche continued to reward the efforts of the French-speaking people who lived here. In the latest technology, a steam-powered sugar mill. But Charles Olivier du Clossel would not be rewarded by his investment. He fell more deeply into debt. And new troubles were on the horizon. Shared a common faith and a common land. Their sons would face a common enemy. And as the sounds of war drew ever closer, the lives of all the peoples of the Teche would be changed forever. Olivier's sons, Charles Aubignac and Danville Charles, were not among the first to enlist, but eventually the Confederate cause called them away. The brothers served in the 10th Battalion of the Louisiana Infantry, a unit called the Yellow Jackets. In 1863, Union troops arrived at Olivier Plantation, dispersing the house became a central feature of Louisiana's first state park. 40 years later, the site was named a National Historic Landmark. And still, the waters of the Teche draw visitors to its banks, whispering echoes of times gone by and flowing into the future. Welcome to Longfellow-Evangeline State Historic Site.
Well, that was cool, wasn't it? There's a plantation house over there. Now we're out back, walking towards the plantation house. This beautiful piece of property. There's the main part where we were earlier with the video presentation, of course. Gorgeous oak trees. Man, I say it every time I come to these places, but how awesome would it be to own land like this and have a spread like this, huh? I love doing these types of vlogs with these plantations and such on pretty days because it just magnifies and it accentuates the beauty of these places. Look at these oak trees. Once I buy a house, I'm pretty sure and I'm pretty determined to plant some oak trees if it doesn't already have some. So pretty. I don't know where the front is, but find out. The roof is kind of low. But people weren't as tall back then, so. Pretty little garden too. Look at that oak tree over there. Look at that. Wow. You know that probably came with the place. In memory of Sharon Holland, 1939 to 1990. Looking at that plaque straight ahead right there. I wonder when they painted it yellow. Or why they painted it yellow. Definitely got that Creole look to it, you know, that Creole color like the New Orleans and such. I like these old desks like that. This page from the Brand book in the St. Martin Parish Courthouse shows the Brand registered on July 2nd, 1804 by Charles Olivier du Clozel, who owned this property. Huh. Some of this is roped off, so I'm going to be able to reach as far as I can for you guys to show you things that are a few feet away from me. Definitely some farming tools, huh? Dairy swing churn churry. Oh, Matt, you and your illiteracy. That a saddle? That's cool. If that's what it is, looks like one. Here's another one. Bedroom. If you haven't noticed yet, the ceilings are low. I'm 6 feet tall and I'm touching the ceiling now. So I'd say the ceilings are 8 feet high. Maybe not even that. I'd say 7.5 feet high. Oh, about to knock the door down here. Now, what I actually learned from the Rosedown Plantation blog I did is that this thing right here, and you saw in the video the slave was pulling the rope to wave it, that's called a shoe fly. And a slave would pull this string, I guess they encourage you to do it yourself, and you would pull it and it would fan the flies away from the food during dinner time. What a pretty dining area. I like to have a dining room like this. See if we can get upstairs. In the back, maybe? Yep, there's some stairs right there. Let's see where they bring us. Gotta wash my head on these things, man. These ceilings are low. Nice little front porch area, huh? Like a den or like a sitting area, maybe. There's another room here. Oh, like a poker room. Lounge area. That's cool. I love these little parlor looking setups in these rooms. Look at these old die. Oh wait, that's not. Oh, maybe so. Maybe not. Looked like it at first. There's some cognac in there, maybe some bourbon. Those old playing cards. That's neat. Really neat. Those crystal canters over there on the table. This is my ideal parlor room right here. I'll take it. Pretty neat place. See, look how low the ceilings are. I mean, that's shorter than me. That part right there, I'd say is probably 5'6". 5 feet 6 inches. Here's the front porch. Well, the front or the back, I don't know. I still don't know what's the front and what's the back, but I do love these old plantation porches. I want one so badly. Here's a bedroom. A little altar right there to pray on. That's awesome. Nice bed. Some old farming clothing, maybe? I wonder if that's real. And this old style toilet. Baby crib. Another bedroom or baby crib. Beautiful view. Looks like maybe a kid's room. With they, what do you call those toys right there? I know some of you will know. Leave a comment in the comments for me and let me know, because I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, it definitely looks like a kid's room. Child's room, children's room. Next to the parents' room. It goes right out here on the balcony again, on the porch, to a gorgeous view. Let's go look at some of this other stuff. And a dog bed. The family dog. So nice. Sugar kettles. We've seen those before, huh? Like one of every size. Small, medium, and large. Don't know what this is over here, but we're gonna find out. Oh, cool. Look at that big fireplace. A kitchen, I'm assuming. A water well over there, next to the house. Old bell. You got a dinner bell or something? There's a view of the back of the house. I was gonna call this the back of the house. Kitchen garden, so I guess it was a kitchen. Herbs and such. Looks like maybe rosemary right there or something. Possibly. Can't read the signs that they have there. Maybe some more over here. Dovecote. Oh, we know what those are now, huh? Where they housed birds and such. Look like it's been converted into a restroom now, but or like a utility house, but used to be a pigeonnier or a dovecote that housed birds and other fowl, or not birds and other fowl, but dove, pigeons and other fowl for eggs and all that. Everything you use, or everything you would use a bird for. Eggs and all that. Nice little property. I love this oak tree right in the middle too. Let's go take a look at the outhouse. La Toilette. I like how they give you access to all these, like you can open all the doors and such. Check that out. It's full of spider webs, but pretty neat. I'm sure glad that I was born during modern advances, because sure, an outhouse would not have been the most enjoyable thing in the world, especially during the winter months. Make our way over here. Lovely little courtyard for sure. Guest cottage, petite maison. That French sounded good, didn't it? Petite maison. A little dark in here. But we'll manage just fine. I like that desk. This is a nice little setup. I'm sure guests had no problem shacking up in here for a night or two. Or longer. Hey, kitty cat. Hey. Want to say hi to Travel Without a Cause? Hey. What's your name? What's your name? Oh, well, nice to meet you. Yeah. You want to be on YouTube? Well, like it or not, you're going to be, so. Do you live here? Ooh, what do you see? It's like a half orange tabby and it's like a creamsicle color. I know. Well, nice meeting you. We're gonna keep looking around, okay? One more glance back here before we move on. To go look at the cabin and such. blacksmith shop. La Forge. I always like a good blacksmith shop. I always think they're so cool. Whoa. And this one doesn't disappoint. Grinding wheel. Anvil. Wow. Here's a chimney swift tower. Why did we build this tower? Chimney swifts need our help. Oh. So it encourages nesting behaviors and such and birds. That's cool. Beautiful oak tree. Man, that thing's nice. Look at that. Wow. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? The Takapa Trail. Let's see where this brings us. I sure hope you guys are enjoying the series, I guess you call it, this series of plantations and such that I've been showcasing on my channel. I've gotten huge feedback and a huge response. I'm reading these things here. I've gotten a huge response. Look at this little fake alligator here. I hope it's fake. If you guys come here, there's little signs in the ground there that tell you what kind of plants and vegetation are, you know, native to this area and such. But anyway, so you guys, I've gotten a huge reaction and response to the plantations and such that I've been showcasing. So and I like going to those places anyway, so it's a win-win. And gotten lots of positive feedback about them and for them. Louisiana's native medicinal plants. French mulberry treats sensitive gums. The Louisiana iris will relieve burns. Elderberry. Pretty cool. I like this place. It's kind of nice. But anyway, what I was saying a while ago, I found that I enjoy not only visiting the plantations and places like this, but I also like vlogging them and showing them to you guys. So thank you for watching them and enjoying them. And thanks for all the positive feedback. A lot of encouraging words about some of the videos I've made at these places. So let's go see what we can find, or if we can find the cabin now. There's a cabin on the left over here. Now as we approach the cabin, which I found, which was not hard to find at all. Let's show some more of this pretty landscaping and all these beautiful oak trees out here. And to the left is La Cabane Acadienne, or Acadian Cabin. I hope I pronounced that right when I said it in French. Nice. Let's go take a look. Man, I've said it before in other vlogs, but just when you walk into places like this, you can smell that old cypress wood. And it's such a comforting smell. So, not to sound like, not to call it an old smell, but I say that, but in a good way. Some old shoes, wooden shoes. Look at this. Wow. Man, how much I would love to just have a cabin like this now. Like for me to own something like this now that I could use. Like to have it like not right next to my house or something, like, or maybe if I owned a bunch of property and just have it in the woods, you know, a couple miles away or something. You know what I mean? Sorry, it's a little dark in here. Let me try to get some light. There we go. What's this? Oh, well, of course, fire extinguisher. Dinner bell. Barrels of whiskey, maybe? See what's on the back porch. Oh, cool. Definitely some old cypress wood. Growing cotton back there, brown cotton. Pigeon coop back there or something like that, some kind of bird coop or animal coop. Another outhouse. Let's take a look real quick. Some type of animal house. Yeah, it was like a chicken coop. Growing a little brown cotton. That's pretty cool. You don't usually see the actual plants growing. Wow. That's so cool. Very interesting. And much respect due to the slaves and non-slaves who had to pick that in fields. Old outhouse. They usually have that symbol on them, don't they? This one's a little cleaner than the other one. This is obviously newly constructed. There's no way this is original, but La toilette. Eau de toilette. Wonder what's back there. Here's a back view of the cabin. Little bridge there, that's nice. Little bayou or coulee, which they call around here, which is the same thing as like a culvert or a bayou. Ditch. Maybe some green onions right there. Like wherever they used to would maybe cook things on that, huh? A little rotisserie or something maybe. Overall, this whole cabin set up, and this right here is almost like what you call a camp these days, you know? A little lean-to, that's pretty cool. Sit in the shade. Healer's Garden over there. It says Healer's Garden, Jardin du Traiteur. La ferme acadienne. On the video, it did say that this was a big cattle ranching area, whatever you call it. Keep away from livestock. Yeah, have every intention on doing that, trust me. Wow, I wonder if this is the original area that they would have farmed cattle, raised cattle. I don't see why it wouldn't be, because like I said, they did say that they did that here, so. Do some more. Oh, look at these big mossy oaks back here. Man, those are so pretty. We've seen those before, haven't we? Now look at this. This opens up to all this stuff here. Dang, that's some cattle right there. Some gnarly looking horns. Hey, look at the horns on that fella. Don't want to get too close to that one. Go glance at this stuff really quick and then make our way back. Acadian Farmstead. Acadian cabin, 1800. So 223 years ago. Or old, I should say. Outhouse right there. Like a little workshop or something. Let's see if I can open this. Nice. It's like a little work shed. Stable maybe? Maybe have a horse in there? Looks like the thing that Mr. Ed used to hang out in. You know, he'd open the top part of the door and he would talk to you and stuff. Remember that show? Mr. Ed? I'm sure most of my viewers remember Mr. Ed. Well, look at these little chairs and stuff. Woodworking. Maybe. Woodworking shop? Room? Some more cotton. Maybe that brown cotton we saw. There's some kind of animal up there. Can't tell what it is. It was looking at me just now. Maybe look like a skunk or something. Raccoon or a skunk. Nice little cabin. This one looks maybe a little bit more set up than the other one did. Wish I could tell what kind of animal that was. I was looking at me just now. It was kind of freaky. Oh, it's a cat. There it is. I saw you looking at me. I saw your friend earlier. The orange and white one. Tabby cat. I knew I saw something looking at me. It's even creepier because I'm here by myself. Look at this nice tree. This one touches the ground. You know, that's old. Well, all right, friends, let's go ahead and head back. Interesting stuff. Like I said, this is about 2 miles away from the main area, like main town square of St. Martinville in Louisiana. So if you come out here to visit it, especially for your out-of-towners, I highly encourage you to put aside a couple, 2-3 hours or so to see this place, which is a Longfellow museum or plantation, and then also go see the Evangeline Oak, which is right there in like the main square, like I said, about 2 miles away. Beautiful landscaping, just awesome, man. And these almost spooky looking mossy oaks that are just beyond beautiful. And my new friend right there, the kitty cat. Well, guys, that about does it for the Longfellow Plantation here in St. Martinville, Louisiana. I had a great time watching and learning and walking around and seeing it for myself today. And I hope you guys are encouraged to come and see this for yourself. It's a beautiful place. Very quaint and quiet and everything you could imagine. So with that, stay tuned for more. And you keep watching, I'll keep posting. Feel free to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, especially so you get notifications when I post these videos. And feel free to support the channel on my Patreon, which is patreon.com/travelwithoutacause. Look for me on Instagram at travelwithoutacause. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Signing off from the cabin here with the camp cookout area and lounge area outside here of the cabin at Longfellow Plantation. Signing off, and I'll say stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye, folks.